Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another Road to 900 ELO video. I hope you are all doing well. I'm doing great myself. Let's get straight into it, shall we? So I started off with a Jabava London, and I had never seen this before. My opponent had the pawn on d6, and then he moved his knight. So already I was kind of like, what do I do here? Like, it was kind of weird to me. So I just went ahead with my normal game plan. Again, I'm only at 800, so well, like 852 during this game, I believe. So I see he moved his knight right here. There is a line in the Jabova where you can move this pawn up to basically restrict this knight from going to these two squares. So I was like, let's go ahead and do that because the knights can be kind of annoying. Um, and I just didn't want him to just get away with a knight move like that. So he automatically attacks the center. I'm like, he just goes for it. I take, he takes, I move my bishop back. And right now it's saying that black has an advantage. And to be honest, my opponent had the advantage majority of this game because I didn't know what opening he was playing. I didn't know what type of defense he was playing, so I was kind of clueless, honestly. He moves his bishop. I move my pawn up. He takes. I take with the pawn. I think this was a mistake. I probably should have maybe took with the bishop instead. But after this queen comes down, I guess I don't lose my right to castle. I was kind of scared that I was going to lose my right to castle. I would have lost it, I guess, on the queen side. That's kind of what the position would have looked like. I'm not sure if that's, the best for me or not. The computer says I have like a zero point 0.5 advantage. So it was kind of tricky for me. He takes, I take with the pawn. He develops his bishop off the starting square. I go ahead and pin his knight to the king. He castles immediately. I take to create a weakness in his pawn structure. He takes with the pawn. I go ahead and develop the knight so I can castle. Get the castle out of the way. Now I'm trying to think of a game plan. I kind of don't like my pawn structure right here. You know what I'm saying? He also has a weak pawn structure on this side. We're both castled on the same side. So the position is kind of like right now. It's like He go ahead and moves his queen out of dodge. I go ahead and develop the knight further. I go ahead and take the knight. He takes. I move my pawn up. He takes. I go ahead and I decide to take with the rook to also put his queen under some type of fire. I'm basically telling him like, hey, you're gonna have to move your queen somewhere. It can't stay at that spot. He moves it right there. I go ahead and push up my pawn. He makes a bishop move targeting my knight. I'm not quite sure why, but he goes for it. I say, all right, let's go for a queen trade. He takes. I take the queen. He takes. I move my bishop. My rook over. He moves his bishop back. And at this point right here, you can see that I'm basically completely losing. I mean, not completely losing, but the chances of me coming back and winning this game are they're very low. He definitely has not only an upper hand, but the advantage to win this game. I move my pawn up further, which I see now in hindsight that probably wasn't a good move because he probably could have just took the free pawn right here. I move my king up because I'm like, all right, we got to do something. Both queens are now off of the board. I got to get my piece is active, and if that means I have to get my king active and walk him on up to the board so we can have some type of chance to come back and win this game, I'm all for it. So I move my king up. He brings down his rook. I go ahead and defend the pawn. He moves his pawn. I move my king up. He moves his king over. Now here I went for a rook trade. And when I think about it now, I probably shouldn't have done it because I'm kind of down on material. He has both of my bishops and knights. I only have one of his bishops. And his position is like almost completely winning. And it was really a weird game. The game started off weird when he made that pawn move and then that knight move. Like, it was completely weird to me. I didn't really know how to play against that. I don't think I've ever played against that type of opening before. So, as you can see, I'm down to 3 minutes. My opponent has 6 minutes on the clock. I'm kind of struggling at this point, and I'm making mistakes, obviously. He takes. I take the rook. He moves the king. I move my king. He moves his king. I decide to go ahead and push this pawn. I was thinking about which pawn I should move. Do I move a pawn? Do I move my rook? If I do move the rook, where does that go to? I was just thinking about all types of things right here. So I said, I was trying to calculate in the middle of the game, like if he does push, you know, any one of these 3 pawns right here, which pawn move should I make so he doesn't get a passing pawn, but I can have a passing pawn to eventually walk down the board to promotion, maybe a queen, a knight, who knows. He moves his pawn. I'm moving my pawn. I have a classic 3-line right here, 3-chain, however you call them. Don't know what they call them, but that's what I'm calling them. He takes, I take. He moves his bishop right here. I'm not quite sure what this does. I'm trying to think about it now. Like, I mean, what is he trying to do? You know, like, at this point, I was kind of clueless about this move right here, but apparently he had already came up with a game plan of why he moved right here. And I think now that I'm going over it, I think it's because he wanted me to move my rook right here to e1. I think he wanted me to move my rook to e1 so he could take this rook and take the pawn. But now, after he takes the pawn, I can't take this bishop because his rook is guarding it. So he kind of came up with a dope game plan that I couldn't see. Unfortunately, I fall for it. I says, all right, I'll stop defending the pawn. I'm going to put pressure on your bishop. Not realizing what he was trying to do, I blunder a pawn. I see that I blunder a pawn, and I'm like, okay, I got to kind of go for something because, I mean, he's totally winning. Look at the evaluation bar. It's totally lost at this point. Like, I don't know how. I don't know what to do. I'm down 2 minutes. He has 5 minutes. He takes another pawn. I says, all right, we got to go for something. I move my rook up, targeting these 2 pawns. He moves that pawn, so I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and take the other one. I take the other one. He takes yet another pawn. I says, all right, we got to start doing something immediately. I put his king in check. He moves the king out of dodge. I see that I can actually push this pawn and put him in check again. He can't take because this rook is guarding this square right here. I pushed the pawn. He made a big blunder that basically cost him the game. And at first I didn't see it immediately. I was looking for checks, and the first check that I saw was moving my rook right here. And after I saw that check, I says, wait, that's a mate in 1. That's a checkmate. And ladies and gentlemen, I somehow come out of the fire alive. Checkmate. Coming back from a completely losing position, situation that I put myself into, not knowing my opponent's opening, missing some of the obvious tactics that my opponent wanted to play against me, blundering pawns, making multiple moves with the same piece, in this case my rook. These are all lessons that we can learn from, even if, you know, you're a grandmaster, international master, a FIDE master, whatever, you know, whatever level you are in life in chess. These are all things that anybody can learn from. And we won this game by the skin of our teeth. Literally by the skin of our teeth. Sometimes chess is like that. You know, you just one move, one fatal move cost you the game. So I do hope you enjoyed, ladies and gentlemen. At this current game, I was rated 852 ELO in chess. I do also believe this is the third game I've won straight. Until next time, it's D-Rax, RBG. I'm out. Peace.